So hey you guys, I'm actually just going to jump right into this video. You see I'm back with another one, and this is doing a weave sewing. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually just plucking this closure. I already pre-plucked the closure before I started recording. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just making this closure look as real as possible. You want to make your closure look good. You want to make that thing look like some real skin. You want to make it look like it's growing off the person's head. So yes, what I'm doing is I'm plucking it. So yes, just stay tuned and watch me lay this closure and lay this sewing. So my braiding method is basically just straight down on the side. So that's what I'm doing right here. Then I do straight backs in the middle, and then straight down on the other side as the same as this side. And then what I do is I do connect my braids so everything could be laid as flat as possible. So what you're gonna see right here is I do connect my braids. So I'm actually going to slow it down for you to show you how I connect my braids. So that's it. You braid it and then you connect it. So what I do is, and then I don't braid it all the way down to the ends. So you see how I have her hair out right there? Because it's no point. So what I do is I just braid it down. So slow it down for you again so you can see what I'm doing, and then connect it, and that's it. And then keep on braiding. Now, of course, you want to connect both pieces, because what I did is I braided the other side before I started braiding that. So you want to connect both braids in that one braid, and you want to braid that braid all the way down to the ends. Then what I'm doing is I'm actually going to sew this on. So I'm just basically making this flat. So what I'm doing is I'm going to sew all that on, put her hair up to the top, and then just sew that part on too, so everything can be flat. I'm telling you, you need your sewing to be as flat as possible. You don't need nothing bulky and nothing looking crazy. And also, when you're done all that, please moisturize your client's scalp. Do not forget to moisturize her scalp. You could do it before or after. So we're going to start with this 18-inch bundle right here. I actually only used 2 bundles in this sewing, and they both was 18-inch. So now this is how you want to start this off. You want to bring that track as low as possible underneath her braids. Okay, you want to put it as low underneath so it can lay flat underneath. Okay, and then you want to do that same method that I did in my other video. You want to make sure that it's going in between the, what is that, the needle, or no, in between the thread. So to cut this time in half, I did not cut any of the tracks in the back. So I did use the technique I used in my other video. I folded the track and that was it. I also used the same technique in my other video. I put the needle through the track. So all I'm doing is just sewing the back of the closure on. It's the same technique I used in my other video. So please go check out my other video on how to sew a closure on. So what I'm doing right here is I'm actually just making a piece where I could sew the tracks onto. So instead of having a big gap, I actually make an extra piece. And then when I get to the end, closer to the end, I do cut off the end of the closure. So this technique does make the closure lay flat. And then also you don't have that pointy corner. You just cut that piece off so it can look more realistic. But you want it to be as close as possible to the closure, so you don't want any spaces when you are doing this technique. So I did cut the tracks in the front just so it could lay way flatter, so you don't have any of that bulkiness on the sides, and I just sew it on like regular. So I did use some foam mousse to lay down the closure. So what you want to do is smooth in that mousse with the comb, and then also find your part. You want to use a hot comb to lay that closure as flat as possible. I'm actually putting a middle part in her head, so I'm making it as flat as possible in the middle. So I put some baby hairs in her head, and what I'm doing is I basically just plucked it so it could be more thinner, and then cut it, and then use my edge control and smoothed it in with her real baby hairs to make it look more realistic. So I didn't actually show how I laid the closure down. I did use some glue to lay the closure down, and yes, it looks so natural. It's melting. So you do need to wrap it. So you want to section the hair before you do style it, and I did use my coconut spray, shine spray, to give it a nice shine before I curled it. So you are going to have to use your flat irons because I'm actually curling this look. So what I do is I actually straighten the top of the track first, and then start curling it so I could smooth the hair out, because this was a body wave, so I did have to, smooth it out and then curl it. So you're just going to repeat that step all through the head. You're going to spray it, smooth it out, use the flat iron, then curl it. So to give it more of a feathered look in the front, I did cut it, you know, to give it more like that layered feather flowy look. So I did use my Queen Bomb stick for the top to make it more sleek and straight, and all I did was use my flat iron again to make that thing more straight and flat. So all I did was pull the curls out with my hands. And then now for the top, I did use some makeup to make it look a little bit more realistic. So I did just use some foundation on top and blended that stuff in. And yes, that pretty much it. And look at it, it looks real as ever. You can't even tell that that's a closure. It looks just like her real hair coming out of her scalp. And that's pretty much it, ladies. She loves it like always. Look at it, it looks amazing. It looks so real, it looks like her real hair. It looks so natural, it looks so flat. And yes, so please, if you want to see more videos like this, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you can see videos like this, ladies. Bye.